Gender Ecology's event is taking place beside the Regent Canal, behind the King's Cross, London. There you can see this canal down below, and then there's some sitting area for people to sit down and relax. The event is taking place, as you can see in the distance, the pink tank, the black hooded tank, and this is the ground area of the event where this wonderful event has been taking place for the last 3 days. This is village chula. As you will see in the Sindh area, the chula is made out in the house. Each sustainable living quarter has got this kind of chula. Food is provided by Empress Market. British Council engaged them, serving bun kebabs, chicken bun kebabs, beef bun kebabs, samosa chaat, spicy fries. This is a jhopdi structure made for this function, for this event. As you can see, this is all made of bamboo, raw bamboo, and this was all built as earlier recorded while they were making it. This is how it is. Sustainable living, an example of it. Let's see what they have inside. Gender Ecology is a project sponsored by British Council and various other organizations from Pakistan and outside of Pakistan. This is a project which highlights the ecological living in the backyards of Pakistan, the rural areas of Pakistan, and this is the project which is displaying a kitchen here, how the village life in kitchen, and especially in the Sindh province of Pakistan, is looking like here. I've just interviewed 2 ladies who are making this kitchen the day before, and this is the performance they have done. This is the complete kitchen of the house in a rural Sindh area. There was a sing-song today, and this lady sitting on the stage performed a few lyrical musical items which were very inspiring indeed. And the Yuva people are now finishing the day today, and hopefully tomorrow will be another day to enjoy this presentation from Pakistan. Young architects from Pakistan, Bangladesh have joined hands with the British architects, younger generation, and they are performing this show here. Food and catering is provided by Empress Market, London, to all the visitors and as well as the people who have come from Bangladesh and Pakistan. आपका इवेंट बहुत अच्छा लगा, लोगों को बहुत अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं लोग.
काफी हमें काम करना पड़ा है वो बैम्बू स्टिक ना होने की वजह से, लेकिन ओवरऑल
हाँ नहीं वो अच्छा लग रहा है. मैंने रिकॉर्ड किया उसे. वेरी ब्यूटीफुल. आपका नाम क्या है?
चंपा.
चंपा. आपका नाम?
दानी.
दानी. ये आप दोनों साथ काम करती हैं?
हाँ, पहले से चंपा फिर दानी.
अच्छा, किसके लिए काम करती हैं आप? किसके साथ काम करती हैं?
हम जासमीन आरी के साथ.
जासमीन आरी के साथ काम करती हैं, जो आर्किटेक्ट हैं पाकिस्तान से.
पाकिस्तान.
अच्छा अच्छा. तो ये आपका क्या बनाया आपने?
चूल्हा बनाया.
चूल्हा बनाया खाने के लिए. ये कहाँ पे बनता है? घरों में बनता है या बाहर होता है?
घर में बनते हैं. छोटे बच्चे तो ही नहीं जलते हैं.
अच्छा.
तो औरत होती है तो आँख में धुआं भी नहीं चलता है.
अच्छा.
तो थर्मास भी नहीं लगती है.
अच्छा.
तो इस्तेमाल होता है.
आपने कुछ बनाया यहाँ पे? पकाया?
हमने 40,000 बनवाया.
अच्छा अच्छा. अभी ये कुछ बनाएंगे कल या आज?
कल खाना बनाएंगे.
कल बनाएंगे खाना. What's happening here? Can you please explain a little bit?
स्ट्रक्चर है जो कि वहाँ पे गरीबों के लिए मैडम जासमीन आरी साहब ने डिजाइन किया है, जो कि पाकिस्तान की बैंक ऑप्शन खाते हैं. हाँ. तो अभी यही मॉडल हम यहाँ पे लेके आए. यहाँ पे 6 स्टोन हमारे पास बांग्लादेश से, 6 पाकिस्तान से और 6 हमारे यूके के. अच्छा. ये मिलकर यहाँ पे मॉडल बना रहे हैं. What will be end? क्या इसका आखिरी क्या? यही है कि बताना चाह रहे हैं.
में झोपड़ी कहते हैं.
हाँ हाँ. झोपड़ी.
बेसिकली अच्छा रेस्टोरेंट है, 2-3 लोग रह सकते हैं.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
साथ इसके अटैच बाथरूम में बन सकता है अगर हम इसी मटेरियल से यूज करें. अच्छा अच्छा. ये लोकली अवेलेबल होता है, पाकिस्तान में भी है, हर जगह पे अवेलेबल होता है. तो ये गरीब लोग अपना मटेरियल को जमा करके.
So you are basically teaching or showing the Western people here how the poor villages in Sindh or in Pakistan.
हमारा मिशन ये है कि हर फैमिली के पास एक सेफ रूम शुरू होना चाहिए।
अच्छा,
उसके लिए सारी
बेसिक टेक्निक्स
अच्छा
सिखाने आए यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स को, बांग्लादेशी स्टूडेंट्स को।
अच्छा,
अपने पाकिस्तान में करते थे वर्कशॉप।
अच्छा,
यहाँ पे इन्होंने
आप पाकिस्तान से आई हैं?
पाकिस्तान से आई हैं।
अच्छा,
यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लॉर्ड्स से।
लॉर्ड से, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड।
हम कई क्लास फेलोज आई हैं यहाँ पे।
अच्छा,
और बेसिकली हम यहाँ पे वर्कशॉप करा के कुछ सिखा रहे हैं।
अच्छा, वेरी गुड। So how soon you think you'll finish this today? Hopefully today, 3 days.
3 days.
अच्छा, अच्छा, अच्छा।
Oh, so we're creating a chula, which is a traditional Pakistan stove. So yeah, we're using a typology that the architect Yasmin Lari created.
Okay.
And you're building it here.
Okay. So you know which part of Pakistan this is kind?
So Lahore, yeah, is where it started, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah.
यास्मीन लारी, ये पाकिस्तान के आर्किटेक्ट हैं जो यहाँ पे ब्रिटिश काउंसिल के अंडर एक प्रोग्राम में यहाँ पे पेश हुई हैं। यंग आर्किटेक्ट्स फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान, Bangladesh are exhibiting their talents and skills. Please tell me, what is this event about?
Yes, actually the whole thing was started with British Council, but it's now a collaborative effort between many different organizations. And the whole thing is based on how do we now take my zero carbon methodologies forward in the world, particularly in South Asia and other countries which have a lot of very large marginalized communities. And because I work in materials that are really almost zero carbon, which is earth and lime and bamboo, and because I know I come from Pakistan, where we have more than 50% of our population under the poverty line, and there is no help to them available from either government sector or anybody else. And the fact is that we also in Pakistan are 5th most vulnerable country, which means that we have every year either floods or earthquakes, and so every building that is built must be climate resilient. If it isn't, then there's so huge displacement every year that we'll never be able to catch up. So what I've done is for many years now, since 2005, I've been working in disaster areas. My work earlier had been with privileged people, and then I retired in the year 2000. And I work a lot in heritage. I was UNESCO's National Advisor at the Lahore Fort. So I know about heritage conservation, and that's where I learned the use of lime. And when I worked in camps, like the one that were set up for displaced people or families in Swat, when, as you might remember, there was an army action that was taken against the militants, I saw there was bamboo and I started to use it. So now everything I do, these are the 3 materials I use. They're locally sourced, they're low impact, they're low tech, and everything that I do is affordable by the poor.
How do you fund these projects?
Well, my view is that we should not be giving charity to people. We need to respect their self-respect. We need to see that there's no feeling of, or shall I say, of begging at all. And so my whole effort is to empower them by training them, and this is what we are doing. Earlier on, of course, we have used a lot of funding, like we built about 40,000 earth and lime and bamboo houses in collaboration with IOM, which is the International Organization for Migration. But my chulas, for instance, are totally no cost. The Pakistan chula that you see, which is being built here by 2 rural women from the depth of nowhere in Pakistan, literally, which is Mirpur Khas. And they're non-literate women, but they have this amazing creativity which just beautifies everything. And apart from training them, we've done nothing else. And one of them is a millionaire now. She charges less than less than a pound to be able to guide others to build these. And then they personalize them. And that's how 80,000 have been built with no funding needed. And that's the kind of no-cost project that I'm pursuing, where every poor person who does this will become a millionaire.
This story looks like an amazing story, unbelievable that people in Pakistan are so much dedicated about good work and good progress in Pakistan.
I think we are ready to take this whole thing forward, and that's why what's happening in London today is something that I feel very deeply about, and we've worked very hard for the whole of last year to put it all together. And you know, because I have these training videos, this is what I do now, is to train a very large number of marginalized people, men and women, in green crafts and skills, and I think that's the way for us to go, to maximize what I call the barefoot ecosystem, which is very large and nobody realizes the potential of it. And with British Council, they asked me to train people in Bangladesh, and we have a wonderful partner in Brack University and Dr. Zainab, and the young people who've learned how to build these, and they've now personalized or acclimatized my bamboo structure.
It's a great effort to bring young architects from Pakistan and show them the real world outside Pakistan as well.
It's not only Pakistanis, it's also from Bangladesh, and we also have some UK students.
Okay,
It's all a collaborative. It's got to go beyond now Pakistan. It's a Pakistan product, but it can conquer the world, I think, especially when we look at climate change.
Exactly. It's nice meeting you. Thank you very much for your contribution.
You're welcome.
You guys' attention. Thank you so much. It's been such a privilege feeding you, and to be part of this event is truly my honour. A little bit about Empress Market. I didn't work in food before. I used to work in filmmaking. I always wanted to tell stories about Pakistan and the untold stories about women, the forgotten stories about people. And I kind of naturally started cooking food, and I was really enthusiastic about it. I wanted to tell food stories. I wanted to share the stories of women in Pakistan who are constantly being marginalized. And I remember, I just thought it'd be a really fun thing to do. And I remember the first time I went back to Pakistan just to kind of like do some food research and kind of just like figure things out. And I remember I was telling a group of aunties, now I'm creating context, so a group of aunties. And I was telling them, I was like, oh, मैंने stall शुरू किया, मैं banta pav बना रही हूँ. First thing they said, I was like, आपके अम्मी अब्बू को कोई finance problem हो रही है कि आप सड़क के किनारे खाना बेच रही हैं? And that translates as, are your parents having financial difficulties? That you're resorting to selling food on the side of the road? And I was like, okay. And I was like, no, I was really pumping up my business. I was like, no, I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. I'm showcasing Pakistani culture. And she gave me the up and down, and she went, Beta, roti bhi bahar pade basi ho jati hai. Which translates as, child, even roti, even bread lying outside start going stale. And I was like, did this bleep 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 just call me stale bread? And I'm like, that is a sort of mentality that, to be honest, to make a joke out of it. But that is a sort of mentality, that's a sort of culture, that's a sort of patriarchy that we kind of have to navigate. Where we're told that women's labour, women's emotional labour, women's work has no value. And what we do, the kitchen skills that we have, the art that we are creating has no value in society. Because if you just carry on doing this, you turn into stale bread. And you know what I make out of stale bread? I make bread and butter pudding, I make shahi tukre, I make kotu roti. So I do some great things with some food, I like to think. But my point in saying that is, my point is to take on all these challenges. The responsibility, the duty, the privilege is ours in this generation, because our mums, our grandmas did not have this power. And there's so many women in Pakistan who still don't have the power, that we continually work hard, we continually do all the things, and it still goes unnoticed. So I think I'm so incredibly proud that, my sisters, my brothers from Pakistan are here. I have like new friends and family who are here, and we're all like banding together, really empowering women, really noticing women's power. And obviously you can tell I'm ad-libbing right now, but when Sharon got in touch with me about they were making a roti chula in King's Cross, I was like, that triggered this story about being called stale bread. And I was like, yes, there's so much power in doing this, and I'm so it's just an honor to be part of this. So thank you once again for listening. And Bianca, who is She's somewhere, but they've just been absolutely amazing, and they've been
Well done, guys.
And this makes a better cup of tea than I do now, so that's embarrassing. Yeah. And to plug, everyone, I've only had a few new followers on my Instagram, so everyone get their phones out right now. And follow me on Instagram, Empress Market. Sign up to my newsletter on my website, www.empressmarket.co.uk. I want all the follows, I want all the tags, only nice feedback. I don't want any anti-constructive feedback. I've had many people tell me how to make my own kebabs. I've been doing it for 7 years, mate. Don't tell me what to do. But yeah, enjoy the food. The guys are just going to bring out some yummy food, and thank you. Love you lots.